Well, hi everybody. Welcome this afternoon, Thursday afternoon. Just want to jump on and say hi to everyone. Going to have a bit of a chat to one of our partners, one of our church leaders that's looking after some things up the coast, up the north coast, and he is doing Hampers of Hope. We're doing Hope in Every Home right now, and partnering with churches right across the country, and we're getting lots of hampers out. So one of the ideas is to work with churches, local churches in their local communities, because they're the ones that know the need the most. And then as we work with them, we are able to get lots of hampers out to lots of people. So some of the great news right now, thanks to everyone who has been helping us, over 132,000 meals have already been given out, and so we are just so excited about that. Thanks for everyone who's helped. I'm going to jump in here. I want you to see who has been doing a whole lot up the north coast. I'll let him tell you where he is exactly. I'm just waiting for him to join. Matt Tanttari. Here he comes.
Hey.
G'day, Matty.
Hi. Pastor Joel, how you doing?
Doing well, Matt. How are you?
Mate, I'm good. I'm in Lennox Head. There is
No way.
Yeah, look at this. Hang on. Down here near Lake Ainsworth. Absolutely beautiful, mate. There we go.
Oh, that looks gorgeous.
I've been in I just got back from a casino.
Yeah, you're out west.
Yeah. So it's been, the casino Rapville was hit by the fires over the summer, mate. So it's honestly, houses are gone. It's pretty.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
and
that's huge.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it would be, there'd be a lot of what would you call it? People are actually pretty hopeful. Hey, like
Are they really?
Yeah, just got on with it.
Yeah.
Rebuilt it quickly. It's honestly, in some parts it doesn't look like anything happened, but I think it's more internal. It's internalized.
Yeah.
The grass is growing back, the trees are back, but I think inside people still, there's flashbacks. So
oh yeah,
definitely.
That would have been the end of last year, right, Matt?
Yeah, and into January a little bit
into
as
January
well.
as well.
Yeah, just into January. So pretty traumatic, because usually up here it's like a rainforest, so you don't get any fires of that nature. But just because it's been so dry, all the rainforests around Nimbin just went up. So it's quite surreal.
That's sad.
Yeah, but
it's been the worst season for bushfires right up and down the coast, really.
Yeah.
I mean, right up different parts of Australia, but from where you are all the way down, right across the border into Victoria, obviously down to Malakuta, it's just really bad.
The whole Dividing Range. We went out to Western New South Wales, so we went out to the outback, to Brewarrina and that 2 weeks ago with my wife. She grew up in, and just coming back down south through Tamworth and coming across the Dividing Range, everywhere it's just gone.
Is it really?
Yeah. So
we've had the droughts with the farms, then we had the bushfires. There's been a whole lot of rain that went through and destroyed some things as well. But people are really doing it tough, hey? And then COVID hits.
It's a bunch of things all in one. Like, I think everyone's pretty resilient, gets back up and gets on with it. I don't think everyone's so in the mix of it right now, in the thick of it. I don't think people have had time to stop. It's a kind of a bit of a surreal thing. So there is that. I think it's going to be, in the next years, we just got to push through with people. It's open doors, mate. I'm just every day amazed at how many doors have opened, because when tragedy strikes, I don't like tragedy, but I love opportunity. And that sounds a little bit, agenda driven, but it's not. I really, I'm sad with people, but there's ways that we can help people that we wouldn't have been able to before.
Yeah, that's great. And that love of Jesus inside of you, right? It's going to compel you to cross the street and help somebody, serve a community. And the opportunity you're talking about is obviously the opportunity to make life a little bit easier for people, or just serve people in their communities. So, mate, you guys have been doing a whole lot up the coast right now. You are lead pastors of Life Church?
Yeah, it's right in that transition moment, mate.
Yeah.
So we're it's fun. Like all the team, yeah, we're doing that, and just been out in casino with our casino campus pastors, and like
Yep.
they're old school, man. They've been doing it for 30 years pastoring, and that's
Love
great.
it.
So we've got pretty extreme. Like I'm here at Lennox Head, and so Chris Hemsworth lives just here. He's just up the road.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, Chris. Hey, Liam. Matt Damon's visiting today. Like it's pretty cool.
It's
Miley's
amazing.
gone. She's long gone. But
Wow.
but
That's so great.
yeah. But then like an hour west, we've got Casino, which is the beef capital, and the bushfires hit out there. So we've got these few quite unique things. We've got a big Melbourne, Sydney set of people that live here that have moved in the last 5 years, which is exciting, changes it up. Huge opportunities with them, mate. We've got some real plans to impact those guys. But then,
awesome.
like, our backpackers are a big one. Not at the moment. They've all been moved on because of COVID. So our food, I'll give you an example. With hampers, we really try target. If we're going to do a hamper, it needs to be targeted. So I don't know if you've ever gotten a present that you don't really need.
Yeah, and sometimes I've been given a present, mate, that I could tell someone else had actually received it and they didn't want it, so they gave it on.
That's right.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, right? Talk to me about a targeted hamper.
Yeah, so I think everything needs to be targeted. So, like for instance, Casino Rapville out west, where people who've lost homes, our pastors out there, they have gone and made sure like get exactly what they need, not something that they might need, some soup. Like who eats anyway? Lots of people do. I do. But like, targeted to what people can need. So what we have is we have a giant supermarket. When I say giant, we could always use with like 10 times the amount of space. But we've gone really hard after destigmatizing food banks. So we go hard on zero waste. We are very careful to promote to anyone that could use our service. So at the end of the day, we've got people that are probably wealthier that do use our food service, but it actually helps us because it does bring in a little bit of amount of money and does a bigger thing where it brings people together. So there's a destigmatization. It's so important. People are too proud to ask for help. I hate asking for help sometimes. It just does something for me. It's vulnerable.
Yeah, and if you normalize it a little bit, we are all at points where we do need help at some point, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's great to be able to receive help, but also to be able to give it back. So talk to me, Matty, about Hampers of Hope. Obviously, we're doing this Hope in Every Home right across the country in Australia right now with COVID, and just partnering with churches like yours, lots of churches. I don't know if you heard me at the beginning, but we've just crossed 130,000 meals out to people in the community. So working with churches like yours, what's some of the things you've been doing with Hampers of Hope and getting them out?
Yeah. So honestly, 130 meals wouldn't surprise me, and thanks for trusting us with it. Really, in Ballina, what we've done. So we have this food supermarket. We have about 100 people come in every day for groceries. Wow. So we've partnered with a whole lot of local fruit and veg places. We've partnered with bakeries, so people will get fresh fruit and veg, fresh bread. They come in, lots of people, like from all walks of life. It's really fresh. So we've been doing that. So that's about 100 people a day, sometimes more, 4 days a week. So that's quite a few families helped.
Great.
Yeah, and so
how are you finding out where the needs are, mate? Because some of the church leaders I've been talking to are saying, we've asked around at our church and we don't really know. How are you guys determining the need?
Well, it's almost like the old school where we've built something and people come to it. And so we've discovered, we actually have been sitting down as a team trying to look at data and information that we've collected from customers in the past. Recently, we've been collecting less information. A lot of it's been in the past has been word of mouth. So people come in and you just hear things and stuff gets recorded. and you have conversations. I think sometimes you can have all the data and analytics in the world, but it comes down to people caring. And I'll get straight. This one lady, she left South Australia because of DV, right? Like a really tough situation. Wow. Incredible. Like, I was only talking to her last week, and I'm okay to share a story to this level. I was like, why are you here? Like, why did you settle here? Have you been serving in our thing just here? I haven't spoken to you before. And she was actually come away. The only place that had spoken to her and acknowledged her was the food supermarket that we have. And so she decided, you know what, I'm going to stay in Ballina. And so, you know, now she's there serving, making a huge difference to people. Wow. So that's just one. Another lady, me and my wife own an indoor kids play center.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, mate, huge opportunity. One of the best things we've ever done to reach people. And so we've used that. And we've got people getting saved, man. Like, people are, even during this COVID-19, have joined church through the play center that shut down, and they've connected in, seeing what's going on. I think the biggest thing's been that personalized. A lot of people, we had meetings with a lot of our Connect group people in church, and just found individual houses, and we tried to, you know, knock on people's doors that, well, not virtual, actual real physical doors, but talk to people that we kind of identified that, and just not made it feel like they're getting a hamper or a handout, but really just like how you care, man. Like, it's what you've done, and when you come alongside someone, it feels a lot different than just a transactional type thing. So,
yeah, that's awesome. We found that it's been a pleasure to work with you guys. We found that a lot of the churches who have been packing hampers and getting them out have said that some of the church folk have just loved coming down to the building because, you know, they've been stuck at home isolating, and just being allowed to come down and pack some things or deliver some things. And it's been quite personally impacting for people. I know it has been for us, as you drop a hamper off to a family who you know need it. And but you're right, Matt. I think you hear word of mouth, you hear what's going on. You know, one of the other things that we've done at Convoy is created these kindness cards where you can just put your own details on the card and pop it in a letterbox next door, and just find out whether people need any help, or if there's any practical ways that you can make life a bit easier for people. This season that we're in, as difficult as it's been for many people, it's caused us, do you find that it's caused us to slow down a little bit and actually walk across the street and meet neighbours and talk to people that you maybe not talked to for a while?
Joel, I think 80% of what I was doing was probably like a waste of time. I was sitting down, and, you know, honestly, like, so busy doing things. And, you know, obviously I'm all about strategy and thinking smart and everything like that. But a lot of what we were doing, we've just said to everyone in our church, you are the church on your street. So we've found huge opportunity with loneliness, mate. Like, one of the biggest things on my street is there's a lot of retirees, and we've got lonely people. So one of my slogan, me and Rachel, is we're the Tanttaris, and we look after lonely people. We look for lonely people. And so that's just what we do. My wife, like, mate, she's so good at this stuff. She's the real deal, mate. Like, I'm just lucky to be married to her.
That's great.
Yeah. So
I guess walking around the neighbourhood with a hamper, like you got a Convoy of Hope hamper and you knock on the door, it's very disarming, right? Because you're there to help, you're there to love someone and give a gift.
Yeah. 100%. And especially where there's no expectation. I think that's incredible. And look, and you know what, when something does get given to somebody, it does create that, it is a transaction, and it does create, like, literally, I think the word probably would trust. There's something stable. And so Beautiful. It will, I think it's a seed. If anything, it's a seed.
Yeah.
And I know that in the future,
conversation.
It's a seed. And I know that in the years ahead, that will bear massive fruit. It's always like the word of God promises, you know, 30, 60, 100, and even 1,000 times return. And we don't do it with agenda, but I just know that it's not in vain. So yeah, that's important.
Yeah. Well, really appreciate what you guys are doing and partnering with Convoy of Hope. It's great to be able to. We can only get out and help people because of people like you. So it's working together.
Thank Kevin as well. Kevin's been absolutely incredible to work with. Those guys down there doing an incredible job. So I'm just looking forward to seeing this roll out across the country in different places. I think
anything you'd want to say to another church leader who's wondering, should we get involved and do Hampers of Hope?
100%. I think using something that has obviously worked across the world is really important. There's lots of different ways to localize what you do, but just having that kind of structure in place just makes it so much easier. There's a bit less guesswork to it. And I'm happy to vouch for it. If you need information or whatever, like I'm happy to with anything like that. So thanks, Joel. Really appreciate you guys.
Well, it's been great chatting with you, Matt. I look forward to coming up and actually heading out to Casino with you. I think one of the next projects we need to do is work together on a community festival out in the outback. I've got some ideas for what we could do out there. So look forward to chatting about that.
Hey, I was up there visiting the Salvation Army. I'll give you this. This is a huge story. And Convoy actually has a little bit to do with this in a way. The Salvation Army in Casino, their church actually closed up. And what happened is they were looking, and I've got this all on video, they were looking for a church that they could give their building to. And they were looking around and they saw what we were doing in Ballina with, actually coming alongside people. And they said, if there was any other church in our whole region that was so aligned with the Salvo's heart and soul. So I had a phone call, and we've been in rented facilities for 7 years. I had a phone call the first Sunday of this year from the local captain of the Salvation Army saying,
wow,
you guys want a building? And so I'm talking like fully fit out, fully air conditioned, sound system, everything ready to go. And so I've just been there. We had the final handover today. And,
no way. That's why you were there.
And it's honestly been serving because we've just served people without agenda. They saw it. We didn't know, and they saw it. And it's been a huge blessing. I've never seen the ability to walk in and with the option to buy in 3 years' time and just walk in and literally be able to, such a blessing for our campus. So,
well, I mean, that's real great credit to you guys and your authenticity just to be, God's hands and feet in real action. I think one of the things we should do if the Salvos has still got a presence there in Casino is let's see how we can work together with you guys and the Sallys, and let's do something there and out further into the outback.
Yeah, we'd love that. And look, we've been
working
with them. Yeah, they've been incredible, and we've really come close to those guys in this last season. We've even with our play center in Lismore with their other church campus, we've offered that for them for free. So their kids ministry's been hooked up. So it's really it's like kingdom. It's kingdom. And I think Convoy, if it can partner and create those partnerships, I think Convoy will that stuff will go in lots of towns and across the country really. So Joel, thanks for your time. Great.
Hey, thank you, mate. Thank you. Thanks so much for jumping on, and congratulations all you guys are doing. It's been a pleasure to work with you and to just help you do what you do, help do more. So look forward to what we can do together in the future.
Cheers, Joel, mate. Lots of love.
Yeah, bless you, mate. Thanks.
Bless you, mate.
See ya.